This is my cruise on the Sun Princess around Australia in April, May 2018. This is myself out in the desert north of Perth, the Pinnacles. So I boarded in Brisbane, so my first port of call was a Lotau in Papua New Guinea. It was a wee bit wet, but it was a good visit. This is flying in to Brisbane from Auckland on Qantas. When I was in Brisbane, I was there for Anzac Day, which was quite interesting. All the different events for Anzac Day. I had a couple of cruises on the river. This is having some calamari at the Woolloongabba Hotel. Of course, I had to get a boomerang. I haven't tried it yet, but I do know they come back. The Bogo Jail was quite interesting. Guided tour. This was on the ferry again to the Maritime Museum. We also called into Broome. Had a look around. This is one of the pearl luggers they used to use. Not many left now. Lots of solar panels in Australia. One of the beaches at Broome. We also called in at Cairns on the Gold Coast. Interesting aquarium. And there's also a wildlife park on top of the hotel. The big crocs and the snakes. So this is the Sun Princess in Darwin. And some of the colonial buildings they've got there. So the last port of call on the cruise was Fremantle, although I stayed on to have a look around Perth. So I stayed in a good Airbnb. Had brilliant views of the city. This was at the market. We called in slowly and went through the Kimberleys before heading to Geraldton. That's a $60 million house on the way into Perth. And this was the ferry that took you from the quay across to the zoo and back. I just went for the ride. Then I went on a 12-hour excursion to look at some wildlife at Caversham. And then we went to this desert of white sand where they surf the sand. I went on this tour bus. And we went to the lobster shack and had a look around the lobsters. This is the Pinnacles, limestone outcrops in the desert. It was very interesting. Some more of Perth. I stayed a few days in Perth, had a look around. Now these are on board the Sun Princess. There was a lot of lectures and interesting things. This is the dining room that I dined in, the main dining room. There was quite a bit happening at the atrium, various things, music, and this was a golf tournament. And of course the old pokies and gambling if you wanted it. Or just blobbing out watching the sunrise. And of course they had the outdoor movies, etc. This was the cruise card. You had to use your cruise card to charge everything up to your room. Beautiful food. Lots of food. That's me and my travel companion, Peter. We had a look through the galley. So there was some watermelon carving, ice carving. And as I say, there was quite a bit happening in the atrium. This guy was put on quite a good performance. This is at the international airport, trying to get you to spend your money. The Princess Patter, this is the daily newspaper you got to tell you what's going on. And I also got a menu. Just have a look, see what the menu, various menus look like. And a few screenshots of reminders I got on my phone and stuff. That was to activate my Telstra SIM card. I just decided to get a SIM card for Australia. That was one of my Airbnbs. Have a good fun. That was booking my taxi to catch the boat. And there is cell phone coverage on board, but it's very expensive. Waiting for the departures. Back to Auckland, back home.